Wondering when He will finally unlock your blessings? Have you been praying, yet the answer seems delayed or even denied? God is a faithful Father who longs to bless you beyond measure, but He must first prepare you for the weight of His glory. Before the blessing comes, you must pass 3 tests. These tests will transform you into a vessel worthy of His promises. So, what are these tests? Before we proceed, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. God wants to unveil 3 important tests He will take you through before blessing you. He also wants you to know how you can pass these tests, so watch this video to the end. Trials and tests are necessary for every believer who desires spiritual growth and transformation. Although many people resist them, God uses these trials for a greater purpose. The psalmist said, "For you, God, tested us. You refined us like silver. You brought us into prison and laid burdens on our backs. You let people ride over our heads. We went through fire and water, but you brought us to a place of plenty." God often allows you to face difficulties and obstacles to bring something good out of you. It may seem tough at times, but this is a preparatory phase for the blessings that lie ahead. Just as gold must go through fire to gain value, you must also endure these tests to prepare for the good things God has in store for you. So what are these 3 important tests? The test of faith is a crucial process that God uses to prepare you for His blessings. It's a journey that stretches your trust in Him, teaching you to rely solely on His promises and provision. When God puts you through the test of faith, He's not trying to trip you up or make you fail. He wants to know your level of trust in Him. This test strips away your reliance on earthly things like money, status, or human approval. His aim isn't to make things difficult for you, but to teach you to rely on Him. This journey challenges you to believe in God, even when you see nothing but darkness and uncertainty. As you trust Him, He reveals His greatness in ways that leave you in awe. This was the experience of the Israelites in the wilderness. Despite witnessing miracles in Egypt, they doubted God's ability when they faced the Red Sea. They complained instead of turning to God for help, preferring to die in Egypt rather than trust Him. God had to teach them lessons and prune them of certain behaviors. Each time they failed the test, they had to retake it, prolonging their journey. God ensured they faced challenging situations to teach them faith and dependence on Him. They experienced hunger, thirst, and fatigue, yet God intervened each time. Over time, they grew to see God as their refuge, provider, and sustainer, and He eventually led them to the promised land. In the same way, God may place you in situations where you feel like you're in a desert with no visible support. He wants you to trust Him, rely on His promises, and believe He will provide. Hebrews 11:6 says, "And without faith, it is impossible to please God, because anyone who comes to Him must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who earnestly seek Him." God tests your faith not to make you stumble, but to strengthen it and build your total dependence on Him. This test helps you grow in spiritual maturity and reveals whether you trust in His divine provision or still live in doubt. God presents the test of faith in 2 major ways. First, He may give you a difficult task that seems impossible or senseless, similar to when He called Noah to build the ark without any sign of rain, or when He told Abraham to leave his father's house for an unknown land. Second, He may cause a major change in your life, such as a job loss, a serious medical diagnosis, or a relational crisis. These situations are not caused by God, but are permitted by Him to test and challenge your faith. Your response in these moments reveals your trust in God's sovereignty. Choosing to trust His promises despite the circumstances demonstrates your faith in Him. Beloved, faith means facing the future without knowing what it holds. It is expecting a miracle without knowing how it will happen, because you have a God who can do everything. This is the first test you must pass before God can bless you. The test of obedience. When God asks you to take a step of obedience, it often marks a turning point in your journey with Him. It's a moment of truth that reveals your willingness to trust His plans, even when they don't make sense. This journey requires humility and a willingness to let go of your own understanding. It tests your willingness to go when God says so and stop when He instructs you to, even if it seems difficult or illogical. Obeying God is akin to a parent instructing a child to take a bath even when the child is having fun and doesn't see the need. The child might resist, not understanding the reason.